The first time my son looked straight into my eyes and said, "I don't know you," I felt something inside me break. He wasn't joking. He wasn't angry. He looked terrified. 20 other parents turned to stare at me as my 8-year-old took a step backward and grabbed his teacher's hand. "Please don't let him take me," he whispered. The teacher immediately stepped between us. I stood frozen in the middle of the school hallway, holding the lunchbox I had woken up at 5 in the morning to make for him. I had no idea that 3 days earlier, someone had told my son a lie so cruel that it would almost destroy our family. Part 1. My name is Daniel. I became a single father when my wife Emily died in a car accident 4 years ago. Losing her nearly destroyed me, but every morning I reminded myself of one thing. Ethan still had me. So I learned everything Emily used to do. I packed lunches, braided shoelaces, read bedtime stories, burned pancakes almost every Saturday. Ethan always laughed and called them Dad's charcoal specials. Life wasn't perfect, but it was ours. Until one Monday afternoon, the school nurse called. "Ethan forgot his asthma inhaler. Can you bring it?" I left work immediately. As I walked into the elementary school office, I saw Ethan lining up with his class after recess. I smiled. "Hey, buddy." He looked at me. His face went completely white. Then he whispered, "I don't know him." The hallway became silent. His teacher frowned. "Ethan, that's your father." He shook his head so hard, tears started falling. "No, my dad is dead." I laughed awkwardly, thinking he was playing some strange game. But nobody else was laughing. The teacher gently pulled Ethan behind her. "Sir, could you wait in the office?" Sir? She had known me for 3 years. Why was she acting like a stranger? Within minutes, the principal arrived. "So, you say you're Ethan's father?" I stared at him. "You've met me dozens of times." He looked uncomfortable. "Please understand. Ethan has been saying for several days that a strange man keeps pretending to be his father." My heart stopped. Someone had been talking to my son. Someone had convinced him I wasn't his dad. Part 2. After several phone calls and showing every document I owned, I was finally allowed to take Ethan home. The drive was painfully quiet. He pressed himself against the passenger side door, as if he was afraid of me. Every red light felt like an eternity. Finally, I asked softly, "Ethan, who told you I wasn't your dad?" He didn't answer. Instead, he asked something that made my hands shake on the steering wheel. "If you're really my dad, where's my real father?" I nearly missed the traffic light. "What do you mean?" "My real father is rich. He lives in a big house. He said you'd been lying to me since Mom died." My stomach twisted. "He?" Ethan nodded. "He found me after soccer practice. He knew Mom's name. He knew my birthday. He even showed me pictures of Mom when she was young. That wasn't random. Whoever this man was, he knew our family." When we got home, Ethan locked himself in his room. That night, I couldn't sleep. Around midnight, I searched through old photo albums. Emily had always been private about her childhood. She rarely talked about her family. Then I found one picture. Behind Emily stood a teenage boy, her younger brother, Ryan. I hadn't seen him since the funeral. He disappeared years ago after stealing money from his own parents. Could it really be him? The next morning, I called Emily's mother. Before I even finished describing the situation, she gasped, "Oh no, Ryan came to visit me last week. He kept asking about Ethan." The police couldn't arrest Ryan immediately. Technically, he hadn't kidnapped Ethan. He had simply spoken to him outside school. But the emotional damage was already done. For days, Ethan barely spoke to me. Every hug felt forced. Every smile disappeared. Then something unexpected happened. One evening, he quietly walked into the kitchen. "Dad." It was the first time he'd called me Dad all week. "I have something." He pulled a folded piece of paper from his backpack. It was a note, written in Ryan's handwriting. "Meet me Saturday. Don't tell fake dad. I'll prove everything." The meeting place was an abandoned playground on the edge of town. The police told me not to go alone. Saturday morning, we waited nearby in unmarked cars. Ethan sat beside me, trembling. "I don't want him to be mad." "You don't have to be afraid," I whispered. "We're together." A black SUV finally pulled into the parking lot. Ryan stepped out smiling. He opened his arms. "There you are, champ." Ethan looked at him, then looked at me. For a few terrifying seconds, nobody moved. Part 4, Ryan crouched down. "I've missed you. You belong with me." Then he reached into his jacket. Every officer around us instantly tensed. Instead of a weapon, he pulled out a framed photograph. It showed Emily holding baby Ethan. Ryan smiled. "See? I was there. I've always loved you." Ethan slowly walked toward him. My chest tightened. Every instinct screamed to run, but the detectives had told me to stay calm. Ryan kept talking. "Your fake dad kept you away from your real family. He wanted all the money." "Money? What money?" Then I remembered. Emily's parents had recently sold their farm. Ryan believed Ethan had inherited part of it. That was why he came back. Not because of love, because of greed. One detective quietly whispered into his radio, "Wait." Ryan reached for Ethan's shoulder. And that was the moment everything changed. Ethan stepped backward. His tiny voice echoed across the empty playground. "My real dad knows I hate mustard." Ryan blinked. "What?" "He cuts my sandwiches into stars. He still cries when he hears Mom's favorite song. And every birthday, he tells me Mom loved me before I was even born." Tears filled Ethan's eyes. Then he turned toward me. "I'm sorry, Dad." I believed him. I couldn't stop crying. Neither could he. Police officers moved in. Ryan tried to run. He made it exactly 6 steps before they tackled him to the ground. As they placed him in handcuffs, he kept shouting, "I was supposed to get the money." Not, "I wanted my nephew." Not, "I missed my sister." Just the money. And that was all Ethan needed to hear. Months have passed since that day. Trust doesn't heal overnight. Sometimes Ethan still asks questions. Sometimes I still wake up from nightmares. But every morning before school, he hugs me tighter than before. Last week, his teacher smiled as he walked into class holding my hand. Then Ethan proudly told everyone, "This is my dad." No fear, no hesitation, just love. And every time I hear those 4 simple words, I remember that being a parent isn't about blood, money, or perfect answers. It's about showing up. Again and again. Until your child never has to wonder who will be there when they look back.